Alright, so let's take a look at another example of counting up. For example, use counting up to find 112 minus 78, and note that this problem is asked in a very specific fashion. First off, we want to use the method of counting up. We want to count up from 78 to 112. We do also want to show our work using arrow notation, and so let's go ahead and take a look at how that goes. So I'm going to start at 78 and I want to work my way up to 112. So let's start counting up. So I'll count up by 1, 2, and that takes me to 80. Now I could continue to count by ones, but it'll take a while if I do that. So something I might notice here is that since I'm at a 10, I'm at 8 tens, it's easy enough for me to add 10. So at this point I might switch to counting by tens, and so I'll go up by 10 and 10 and 10, and I do want to keep my target in mind. I want to get to 112, so I'm almost there. I've got to slow down just a little bit, so I'll go up by ones, and so I'll go to 111 and then to 112. Now let's figure out how far up we've gone. Now it's easiest probably just to count these by the unit. So here's 10, 20, 30, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've gone up by a total of 34. So that tells me 112 minus 78 is going to be 34. And so here's one way. The problem asks us to solve this 3 different ways, so let's take a look at how else we might solve the problem, still using counting up, still showing our work using arrow notation. Now, this method has a lot of flexibility because we don't have to count up in exactly this fashion. So how else could we count? Well, we might count up by 10, for example. It's easy to add 10 to a number, so we might start by counting by tens. So let's go ahead and start our count that way. So again, we start at 78, and I'll go up by 10, and again, and again, and again, and, well, oh wait, actually that's too far. Remember, I only wanted to get up to 112, so that last 10 is a little bit too far. Let's get rid of that last step. So we'll take that out, and again I want to get to 112, so at this point again I have to slow down a little bit and start counting by ones. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4, and once again I can add those together, and I have 10, 20, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4. It has taken me 34 to get from 78 to 112. And so let's take a third method of getting there. So we might take advantage of our knowledge of single-digit facts. And so I'm at 78, and maybe I'll jump up by 2 so I get to the next 10. So 78 plus 2 takes me to 80. And, well, once I'm at 80, maybe I'll use the single-digit facts again. If I go up by 20, I get to 100. So I've gone up by 2 to 80, by 20 to 100, and then my last step, I want to get to 112, so I'll go up by 12 more, and that takes me to my target number, and altogether I've gone up by 20, 32, 34. And so I've counted up by 34 again, and so 112 minus 78 is going to be equal to 34.